manner. Delegate from Alexandria, Delegate Herring.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Delegate Herring, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members of this chamber. The minority leader said something at the beginning of his remarks that change, with change is different, and sometimes for some change is hard. But for the past week, 2 weeks, I guess, I feel like I'm in a trial because I feel like the minority leader is trying to build a record of our side of the aisle of not being prepared. And in fact, when we were passing one of the most important pieces of legislation for this session, the ERA debate, the minority leader came and hit my chair and caused a fuss when we had a presentation on the floor. I will say this, and this is one hard fact that all of us need to understand. There have been 40% more bills filed in this House than ever before. So take that into consideration, and I know he's trying to build a record, 40% more. So yes, the staff at LIS has more workload, and I know, Madam Speaker, you are addressing that. And in fact, I hope that the members also recognize when we adopted those rules, we moved deadlines back because we realized the workload was building up. And so we did not want the members, our staff at LIS, to feel overburdened and give them more time in drafting. So with respect to a reference to the gentleman or the delegate from Newport News, he wanted members simply to know that, yes, there is a large workload. He recognized the fact that we must get at least through 25 bills a day, but also said, if you're not ready, your bill just may have to be laid on the table. And I bring just one other point where I feel like there's a record being built. The minority leader mentioned in Ag that there are bills being referred out without any designation of committee. And he said that he wants to work with us and help. I only ask, was that even raised in committee? He had an opportunity to raise that point. So if you really want to help us out, I ask you that you do so in a professional manner instead of taking it to this board to try to build a proverbial record. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Delegate from Roanoke City, Delegate Rasoul.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise for the purpose of a point of personal privilege.
Delegate Rasoul, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House. As our esteemed body has evolved over time, many people know, of course, that this citizen legislature was made up of many plantation owners, and January and February was the time where we could come and do all of the work of the people of the Commonwealth in a short period of time. But of course, our Commonwealth has grown, and over time, the demands have grown, but the time frame has largely stayed the same. And I know that that puts a lot of pressure on a lot of folks. I wanted to say thank you to members of our staff, members of the Division of Legislative Services, our administrative assistants, the clerks, who have done so much to get us going as we've had this transition, this once-in-a-generation transition for us. I'm going to pass around a little envelope that's going to be, and the good thing about having a citizen legislature, we've got people like the delegate from Roanoke County, Delegate McNamara, who's also an ice cream entrepreneur. We're going to pass around this little envelope, be a little ice cream fund for our clerks and Division of Legislative Services so we can show them that we thank them. But I hope that, Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, that we can show while we're on camera just how much we appreciate our staff and Division of Legislative Services and give them a big round of applause during these difficult times. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Delegate Rasoul, and thank you for passing that envelope. We have the most amazing and hardworking, conscientious professionals, the clerk staff and the DLS, and we're fortunate to have them, and we truly appreciate them. So thank you, Delegate Rasoul. Delegate from Prince William, Delegate Torian.
Madam Speaker, I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Delegate Torian, you have the floor.
Madam Speaker, and to members of this House, I generally keep my seat. But as I was back in the lounge in the break room, I heard the minority leader mention that we canceled a appropriations meeting for today. And I heard him mention how staff works. And I know that members of the Appropriations Committee upstairs on the 13th floor probably heard his comments. People who are streaming these proceedings have heard his comments. So I want to make it perfectly clear that the work is being done on the 13th floor. And I want to make it perfectly clear, when a meeting is required, we will have a meeting. And I want to make it perfectly clear that the 13th floor and its staff, we will have a budget for the Commonwealth. So make no mistake, the work is being done. We have an honorable committee of appropriations that's doing the work. So please, don't single us out as though we're lazy and we're not doing our work. We are doing our job for the Commonwealth of Virginia.
The delegate from Goochland, Delegate McGuire.